state. Accept that you are in love. Accept that you are in hatred. Accept that you are in fear. Acceptance is the key. And even in my mom's dysfunctional way, and the only reason why I say dysfunctional now is because I am very aware that those words are coming from my own filters. I talked about the glasses last week. Was Mama really teaching me acceptance even when she just didn't want to buck the system? When I, as a child, a young teenager, looked at her as being weak, being fearful of, when I would say, let's leave Daddy. You and I can make it on our own. And she would say, no, you don't know what it's like being from a broken family. I do. Okay? So, I am very aware that it's coming through me saying that it's dysfunction, and a year from now it may not. I don't know. It still may. But it has helped bring me where it is, and she ultimately taught me early on to accept the unacceptable. Is that not meditation? Now, the next quality, and I mentioned it earlier, telling you some brief things about my mom. Her laughter. Have I not asked you all to drop your seriousness and be sincere? I'm referring to her laughter, her belly laughter. The only way that she could have laughed at the times that I remember her laughing, that I didn't think was so funny, was her not seeing that there was really nothing to be serious about. Is dropping seriousness also an ingredient for meditation? Another quality about my mom, and this is where I get it from, the don't want none, don't start none. I remember I was third grade, and the elementary school, if it was raining outside, we could not go outside, but we would go into the old part of the school, which, by the way, was the high school that my father graduated from. We would go down into the basement, and we would play down there. Well, on this one specific day, we had to go somewhere right after school. I don't remember where, but Mama had dressed me up. And she said, don't get dirty. And me being me, loved being dressed up, and wasn't even thinking about getting dirty. I was going to keep everything right and looking just like it was when she put me together that morning. Well, that day it was raining, and we were made to go down to the basement to play. And there was a PE teacher named Laverne Catlett. And she wanted us to get down on the floor and play crab soccer with this one of those big 5-foot rubber balls. Yep. Okay? Well, I wasn't going to do it. But my little ego, even at 3 years old, was too embarrassed to say I can't do it because I don't want to get dirty. I just said, no, I'm not doing it. She proceeded to try to make me do it. And I proceeded to refuse to do it. Until she snatched me up by the ear and she grabbed hold of her yardstick that she had broke into 3 pieces and taped together, and she started smacking me on the hand. Well, about the 3rd smack, I smacked her back. And immediately thought, oh, shit. Now, my mom worked in the school cafeteria. I told you she cooked for many. And out of reaction, when I slapped the PE teacher, and I saw her face, I struck out running for the school cafeteria. And by the time I got to the cafeteria, my hand was all whelped up from being smacked. And I had worked myself up into a good old cry, whether I was really crying or not. And Laverne Catlett was running after me, and I got to the cafeteria first. And I ran for Mama and showed her my hand, and Mama smacked the hell out of this woman. And she proceeded to tell my mom that she was going to report her to the principal. And Mama said, you ain't got to fucking worry about that, because you're coming with me, and grabbed this woman by the same ear that she had grabbed me by and hauled her to the principal's office. And what was known as capital punishment in Body Tide Elementary School was abolished on that day. Now, take that living example about meditation. Because the mind is going to want to make you do things that you know inside of you isn't kosher. For whoever, whatever reason, that the mind is going to attempt to do it. The mind is going to attempt to beat you up to make you do it. And you have to have the gall and the gumption to stand up against your mind. And take the mind to the principal's office if you have to. Another and last quality that we're going to talk about before any questions. Mama had a way of looking at me that pervade love, but it also pervade acceptance. It also pervade don't want none, don't start none. But it was a look that also said, who are you kidding? Who are you kidding? She could look at me and look through me. And I knew that I was kidding myself when I got that look. I knew it. And if we really dive deep enough into your being, from an energetic perspective, the soul will literally look at you that same way. Like, do it if you want, but just know you're going to have to deal with the repercussions of it. Do it if you want,